at the moment, losing at home against Bournemouth by 1-0. Interesting stuff from Frank Lampard afterwards, saying, if I was a fan sitting there today, I'd also be saying too slow, centre-back to centre-back, centre-back to full-back to centre-back, back to full-back. The fans shouldn't be excited if we're going to play 10 balls across the back four, and that's not the team I want to manage.
And he is 100% correct. Yeah. And I like the assessment of Frank Lampard. It's an honest assessment of what his team was. And even when they got into attacking positions, when there was an opportunity for somebody to break a defender down in a 1v1 situation, what did they do? They turned back and they went backwards again, and we started that whole process again where we go sideways, sideways, back, sideways, sideways, back, which then allowed Bournemouth to say, you know what? If they're going to do this, we can take a step forward. And in doing so, they put pressure on Chelsea. Chelsea started turning the ball over in bad areas. Bournemouth grew in confidence, a team that really had no confidence to draw from, but no problem. A couple of early moments in which they were able to create turnovers essentially sent a message to them. It's like, you know what? Yeah. If we take a step forward, we can actually win this game because Chelsea cannot break us down. You look at a team in Chelsea that when you start playing the ball backwards and you don't even acknowledge that there's an opportunity to break somebody down going forward, it really comes from the fact that the players are not feeling all that comfortable themselves. Yeah. And you're not really willing to take chances. And that comes from the fact that early on in the season, things were smooth, things were open, things were back and forth, and you were able to see Mount and Pulisic and Willian and Tammy Abraham, and now you're not seeing that. And over the last month or so, they've struggled. And you look at the reasons as to why they're struggling. So, well, sometimes you're going to go through patches in which you don't play nearly as well. So you have to find ways to win games. Chelsea right now are struggling to find a second way of winning games. If it's not about outscoring teams, then how do you go and grind out a result? And there doesn't seem to be a personality within that team to truly understand that, you know what, it's not happening for us today. If we're going to have to win ugly, let's win ugly. They don't quite know how to win ugly.
Of course, that is good news for the teams that are chasing a top four place this year. A lot of them are in action tomorrow. 3 games on Sunday. It starts with Wolves against Spurs at Old Trafford, Manchester United against Everton. Then it's Arsenal against Manchester City. Arsenal, of course, big underdogs, despite the fact they're at home coming into this tie against the defending champions. They're 5-1. Meanwhile, City are 9-4 on. We'll be looking back at all those games, of course, on the next edition of ESPN FC. Be sure to join us here on Plus.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.